Okay, I just want to start off by saying something that I need to say every time I can, while I can, because things are gonna be so bad for me at some point, and I don't know if I have the strength to say it, but I do right now, and I have to say thank you, God, thank you. Now, listening to the people interacting with me, it shows how easily it is to participate in what they do. Yesterday has been a rough day because my organs are really not doing well. I don't know which one specifically, but at the end of the day, as a target individual, you know that wherever you go, you will not get treated properly. Doctors will be involved in this, and so really, um, there's not that many options. But at the same time, death to me means nothing in the sense that this is one thing I have in common with these losers, with these bottom feeders. That's I don't care that they watch me slowly die because what it does is it just takes away from their time, and I would not want them to live a dignified life. Let this be the life they dedicate their life toward this cowardly and dignified life. As I'm, as they try to. But yeah, so death to me at this point is nothing. It's part of life that we all gonna have to go through. Now I'm just thankful to God I didn't have to live life like this. People, I mean, if you can hear a childlike person talking the way they talk, you understand what it means. 2 seconds ago, like I was looking at erasing videos so I can make this video, right? And there was like this picture, this thing they messed with me where there was like a kid in the background somewhere, and they start creating these stimulations, and they did this again. But also there was like a woman from Tinder where she was like, like there's a picture of Tinder where there's this, 28-year-old something, and she's in bikini, and they'll stimulate me on purpose so they can aim that stimulation toward this kid like in the background that is blurred. It's so sad. That's the life they live, right? And the way they kind of trick themselves to do what they do is like they make it sound like it's a war or a game where that we're gonna win, and they involve children. That's of course with the self-esteem that a child have, in regard of like they have never accomplished anything. They're children, they're kids. So to them, it's like a win that's not even a win. It's just like. So I've seen how, like, I can see why anybody can be involved in that, especially children, because they're losers. Now, when I mean losers, I mean like, what does this kid have to show for in life? Can you imagine the intoxicating feeling of thinking, "Oh, we're gonna win"? You see, we're mad, and they feel so empowered. It's like when like people are just, they feel like they're like really at war. Like it's just like it's such a clown, and it's a kid too. But they have grown ass men and women doing the same thing. So I'm like, if this grown ass men and women can be acting this way and have to act like a child is perfect for this job then. To try to 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 torment you in this way, but to me, I listen to them. They even try to mimic the way this adult talks. Like they're literally grooming this trash. And so whatever's going to happen to me, I'm just like, God, thank you. Now they talk about I'm going to have cancer, all that. Like, listen, whatever I'm going to have is because I'm being destroyed by this technology, this DoD technology. It's nothing that's going to be organically experienced anymore, because I'm not saying I was not going to get cancer. I don't. If I wasn't being targeted, I don't think. Whatever disease that I'm going to have now is because of being a target individual. But the thing I'm saying is like, these people will die. How are you gonna die? Cancer, breast cancer? Like, what's gonna kill you? The truth is, I'm okay with whatever death I'm going through, because I know this trash, and like, I know they're gonna get theirs. They know that too. Truly, they, I think, down, like, they know that the day will come, especially the older people, that it will come. They know that, but not today. Today is a fun, enjoyable feeling of God. We can enjoy whatever incentive, financial or non-financial. Let's enjoy this. Many people involved in this. This technology is amazing in the sense that we can do so much to somebody so far. I mean, in such a remote way, and these capabilities is an intoxicating feeling. It has to be. I mean, these people, I've seen some of them acting clown-like, and I'm like, but they involved in a program where they can do these things to people. rewire a human being in this way. No matter how their life is looking like, being involved in that can be such a great feeling. But they also understand what comes with it. They sold their soul to pedophiles. And when I say that, listen, I don't want to generalize these governmental entities that run this program, but there is a clear issue going on in these entities. That the entities that have been coming up with this tactic of rewiring the brain for the purpose of tormenting a human being, because these tactics are not unique to me. They're not doing that just to me, right? When I see this trash, I know they're just repurposing the tactics they've used on others. Right? I don't see these people running the show. Of course, they try to present that this is anything but this mask. It's our money. It's our map. The bullshit stories they come up with. It's just, you see who's talking to you like, you're a clown. But you're going to have to act like a clown for the rest of my time here. But please understand, if I say that right now, when I see you for the clown that you are. And if you interact with me, you please understand I'll see you for the clown. Even people with, listen, my neighbors come in all shape and form, but there's people that I work with who have like careers of all sorts, and they think because their position in life and their jobs, I can now believe them. Like, you're even bigger clown. You're even the biggest trash. Matter of fact, the worst is the people who have children, who are career driven, meaning they have like a career well set in the life, and think that, look at me, so now you should believe me because I'm saying that. It's not your neighbors who just do that all day. It's like you're even worse than this, even bigger clown than them. You're a trash human being because you think that the way I'm perceiving, like, no, you're a piece of shit. At least these people, you can see they're doing their job, whatever. You think, and for me, it's like, you're a low life. You're such a pathetic low life. The things you said, you see how dumb you have to make. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for making me feel special now, like a genius, when I'm not. I don't want to minimize myself, but you are making me feel like a genius. Look at you, with all the things you've done in life. You have a family, you have a career, you have done all this, and look how dumb you have to make yourself be. And then tell yourself it's war, you fucking retard. A child just got killed the same age of your children. Because people like you are pushing them. How many kids? But thank you, God. One, to see how they are dumbing themselves down in these ways. Understanding that there's plenty, and I can't pronounce this word properly, but the EEG header is like EEG cloning or whatever, one of the words like that. Which they clearly say, right, that what's happening right now, this technology, it captures your EEG, right, your brain signals, can change it up and put it back in you, rewiring your thoughts, your brain structure, your thought process. This is what this technology can do. That's why you can have these emotions and reaction that they want you to have, because it's controlled, it's manipulated this way. And then they send these retards coming up and try to say something else. No, we mapped it. Clown. Clowns try to get you to accept this nastiness when you can hear obviously somebody who you never met, you never talked to, you don't even know, talk about exactly the things that you said that you experienced even before you knew that this thing existed, that there was such thing that can capture your signal, capture your brain signal, manipulate your brain, and manipulate your brain signal and put it back in your brain for you to experience whatever they want you to experience. And then you see who the fuck is talking to you. The clown that they are. I have this trash that these people, the level of dumbing themselves down they have to, is part of the gaslighting. They have to make you accept these retardations. That's their job. They literally are, their job, their task is to get you to accept this manipulation, with which this EEG cloning or whatever they call it again, is making you experience. Then they come and make noise campaign to try to make you feel guilty for the things that this technology manipulates you to experience. The emotion, the reaction, the stimulations, the thoughts. And then they hear this trash that you don't respect even in a regular, try to make you accept these things. Those are your neighbors. Then you have your coworkers who, you know, they show that they have, they're these professionals and this and that, and so them you should accept that this EEG cloning manipulation should be accepted because look at us. I'm a mother, I'm trash ass. You're a piece of shit that sold your soul to pedophile. You enjoy this. I know that even you feel intoxicated. Even you enjoy this feeling of I have the ability to psychologically manipulate a human being. And you tell me, and you know how they try to like show her like I should be accepted. They tell me about like, they show me like, not even show me like, what they do in work environment. For example, if I'm in marketing or in sales, they show like this platform can do this and that and that, and so they try to compensate by showing their ability to do these things. And so now you see how I'm able to do this. So you should believe that we're not manipulating your brain. It's just mine is fucking never. You piece of shit. I swear to God, it takes a lot for me to not say anything. This anger I'm speaking out, is just me venting. In person, I try to maintain it. I just let her. Excuse me. I just try to block it out and just calm myself down. But this person at this point, any interaction with her, I think one day I will say something to disturb, like to remind her that she's a low life, a coward. And it's not. It's just disgusting to me to see a parent, a woman who can, or a woman with children, who has such a level of intellect, dumbing herself down and then being frustrated that you don't see, be frustrated that you see her for what she's involved herself and what this is really about. And her being very frustrated that I'm able to see through this bullshit and see how disgusting she is as a human being for trying to even make me accept this manipulation while she's a parent of children and try to make me accept that no, we're not manipulating trash ass. You think you, because of what? You have kids? Exactly, you have children. Why would you be involved in this thing? You are not, you're a coward, you're a remote, brave person, a fierce, remote individual. When this poor 10-year-old is asking why somebody would shoot me down, and your trash ass is here, now you pay, it's time to pay, and see, time to pay like those babies are being paid for, being tortured. You know, even having the ability to say we support these people we're torturing is so disgusting. But for me, I need to calm down because you see how just went completely left there because the anger of how they try to, because of how they want me to identify with this manipulation disturbs me so much that even this person would be involved and try to make me accept this manipulation. What frustrates me sometimes is how she even tried to look at, how this person tried to look, and the gimmickiness and the frustration she has because I see things for what they truly are, but not the fantasy they put together. The audacity to say you're mad because I'm seeing things for the right thing, in the right perspective. I'm not subscribing to these bullshit storylines where they make themselves believe they're protecting children in a program that torture children. That they are mapping my brain in a program that rewires the brain in these disgusting ways for the purpose of pushing somebody to lose their mind. To the point that for them, what they do, they hold on to whatever they can for you to accept. For me, this person that I'm talking to has children in middle school. So she understands how children are mentally. She even tried to bring up me as a kid, what I did as a kid, to exaggerate what I did as a child. She's like, no, you used her hand, and she get mad. I'm like, you piece of shit. Look at you, a grown-ass woman with children in middle school, having to exaggerate what I did as a middle school kid for you to counter the fact that you're involved in a program that torture babies as young as 3 weeks old. You fucking shit. I see you truly for what you are. And today, when my brain is manipulating these disgusting ways, you tell me that you just mapped it to me as a kid when you have kids yourself in middle school. Imagine I'm saying, no, we're making your brain the brain of your kids' age. And want me to be accepted and then be embarrassed that the entities that run this program, that rewires the brain in these ways, have issue with pedophilia, so much so that there's a bill called End National Defense Abuse Act. This bill was meant to limit the amount of child porn the DOD employees were downloading and sharing and accessing. Because there was so much so that the Child Protective Services ranked them as 19th at 2,900 network in regard to trafficking child porn. Their network, their computer network, their internet network was filled with so much child porn. Was so much child porn navigating through that network, the DOD network, that the Child Protective Services ranked all the network in America and ranked them as 19th out of almost 2,900, showing that these entities coming up with this technology that manipulate the brain, that rewire with this EEG cloning, actually have a very big issue with pedophilia. And she get frustrated that I'm listening to that as they're talking, and she's like pointing out my eye because my eye, what's they gonna do to my eye? Try to disorient me. You embarrassing shit. I'm sorry, with all due respect, target individual. When I speak like that, this is just the anger that I have, that I'm venting out, but I will maintain it. And to this bottom feeders living next to you, who this trash, my coworkers, appreciate so much because these next door neighbors, they are the one who have to be the lowest of the low. They're the one who day in and day out have to restructure my brain or make me identify with these pedophilia things, even selling their own kids. Talk about how they're gonna frame me with their own kids, the teenage kids. This woman with a teenage kid, she will never have her kids do that. But she's thankful that this lowlife will do it. And these kids, dumb that the child that they are, they feel empowered. Like, oh my gosh, like we're doing it for a good cause. Imbecile, they just sold your soul, you don't even know. They just sold your soul. This kid don't even know that it's over for them in one way. There's no, whatever bright future that is over. You can never, life cannot move on after you do things like that. You can't. You think it moves on, but it doesn't. But trust me, this person talking, being like, oh, we support, she will never have her kids do what they're going to do to their kids. Never. And they know that. But the incentives are too high. And these kids are too deluded. They think that we are war, we're going to do it. Now you pay, it's time to pay. Ask a woman to have her children, make him pay now. Never. She will never set her children for failure in this way. And when I say failure, I'm not saying failure that what's going to happen to me is going to be failed in the regard of like framing me. Oh, this government's running this. You don't even have to be. But setting for failure because that psychologically show like as you grow up. If you imagine growing up as an adult, and as a kid, you were told and to say things and create this false reality where I'm supposed to say that this man raped me and I'm me as a kid and I have to grow up. What kind of mentality I have now as a growing a kid, as a growing adult, when as a child I was doing these things? I'm fucked. With all due respect, sorry my language, sorry for the language, but I'm screwed. Because psychology is over. I have become such a low life that whatever I do in life will never change the reality that when I was a kid, I was coerced, or not even coerced, but I participated because of my people around me in framing somebody by saying they raped me. That woman will never have her children do that, but she loves the fact that they're doing it. And this trash are like, yeah, now you raped me. It's like, good. The bright future is waiting for you. If these people think that what I'm saying is so magical, and so, listen, they are so out of touch with reality, to deal with reality, that they don't even understand what it means to their children. But I'm glad they do that, because either way, for me as a target individual, I know my life, once you put this program, is really up to whatever this governmental entity. Things are going to end badly. But I'm glad I was able to drag some of this low life, because what it was is like a test, I think, that for any losers, any bottom feeders, any weak human being, whoever participates, you'll be identified for the weak low life that you are, that you're even so weak that you even had your own children involved in this program in this ways. Whatever scream I'm going, because I'm feeling my arm and everything just breaking down. Whatever I'm going to go through is not going to change your life. But what changed your life is you participating in these things. Where you call yourself gods every day. Where you do this, you saw your own kids. That's going to change their life. Me screaming and whatever, my life was over. Listen to this kid laughing. Look at this. How much screaming is going to change what's going to happen to her? That's why I'm so thankful to God. And then putting back in perspective, because in their mind, the way they have tried to create is like, now you pay for what you did. It's time to pay. And they talk about me as a kid. I'm like, what? You're such a clown. Thank you, God. Can you imagine I'm in a program where they're literally sexually torturing kids as young as 3 years old? And they're involved in that program where they're literally harming kids today in every fashion possible, using some of the most sophisticated technology to harm them. And like, nah, dude, it's time to pay. You pay for what you did as a kid. Where they have to exaggerate what I did as a kid and talk about me in middle school. A child inappropriate, just a dumbass act of a kid that's impulsive, that never happened again. While they're in a program where they're literally suffocating a child. Well, these things happen today. They are literally today in this program where they make them feel like gods. They're torturing children. They are involved in the same program that does that. Some of these people doing this thing to me have had experience doing that to children. I know. Some of them have done that to women. Not all of them, but some of them. So imagine you're involved in this, and I'm supposed to be like, now they're making me pay for what I did. There's time for me. And I'm listening to the torture of these babies. This deluded trash. I'll never identify with these manipulations. I'll never identify with the facade. Target visual. These people are involved in horrible things. They are involved in a program where you can, and you yourself know what you're going through. Now imagine people much more vulnerable than you being tortured, and you have people involved in this program where they do the foulest things to even infants. Telling you this bullshit story, and you look at them, it's like, you're a trash low life. No, everything has its time, you're right. Today you're in a program that torture babies, women, men all around the world, manipulate them in all these different ways, rewire people's brain in these disgusting ways, call yourself gods. But there'll be time for that. For all the time you have to dumb yourself down, block out reality, involve yourself in a program that can do these horrible things to even infants, the time will come for you. In the meantime, this is time for me to feel dignified before I die. This is a dignified way. Please understand, while I'm dying, I will not be like, oh, now I'm paying for what I did in middle school. Never. I'll be like, I'm dying the way these kids are dying. These women are being tortured. These people who've done these horrible things to women and children are doing this thing to me. This is how I'm dying. These people who've been manipulating, rewiring people's brain in this disgusting way. This is why I'm dying. They're doing this thing to me. These people who push these men to kill, to cause mass shooting. Those are the same people killing me. But thank you, God, I didn't participate in this low life. They wanted to create a facade, suffocating, the horrible things, and today forcing a grown man to look at a child and get reactions like that, where they can do this EEG cloning or whatever else they call it, to rewire your brain, to give you have reactions, sexual reactions. And then they'll be like, no, what we did is we mapped it to you as a kid, that's how you felt, and then manipulate my memories as a child. To make you accept what you're experiencing today as a grown man. When you have been validated that they've rewired the brains in these disgusting ways, they can manipulate your sexual arousals, the libido. This technique can literally capture your brain signal, change it up, put it back in you, and make you experience whatever emotion, sensation, stimulation, or thoughts that they want you to experience. Then you see this retard. He's like, nah, you're gonna be tortured, then you die. He's like, yes, I would be tortured, then die, then live like you, then die. Then working this God's empowerment come from entities where they have so much child porn issues, pedophilia issues. That there's a bill to try to limit the amount of child porn that they're trafficking within the network and the computers given to them by the DoD. There's a bill literally existing that is specific to attempt to limit the amount of child porn trafficked, accessed, and shared using the DoD employee computer. You gotta understand what I'm saying. This, if you look into End National Defense Network Abuse Act, this bill, let me just say this again, is supposed to stop the amount of child porn being trafficked and shared using the defense devices, computers, network. It's not going into their personal life, seeing what they're doing on their computer. No. There is a problem with the employees at the DoD, at the Pentagon, using the computers given to them by the DoD, by these Pentagon entities, to traffic child porn. This is not some conspiracy theory thing coming up. Like, you can look it up. CNN wrote about it. There's an actual bill for that. This is, you know, when you hear this conspiracy theory that there's a bunch of pedophiles and this and that, and there's actually a problem with pedophilia in these DoD entities. I mean, to the point that a child protective service agency ranked them and called them as being top tier for trafficking child porn using DoD computer network. It's crazy. This is real life. This is not some crazy conspiracy guy in the basement saying that. It's there. Can you only imagine if they do that using the computers given to them by the DoD? What is going on their private computers? And can you imagine what they could do to children? This is not one or two individuals here and there. It's an ongoing issue that is a trend, to the point that they were ranked top tier for the trafficking of child porn. This is not me making this up. This is truly, it's crazy. I sometimes, like, when I say this out loud, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, so these people who like come up with this conspiracy theory, there's some truth to this. There is a problem with pedophilia in these entities. Well, they in my brain, I hear just to create these storylines. I don't know if I remember that joke that you heard. Oh my goodness, this is basic. You see, now we mapped it. I'm basically mapped it. Yeah, there's so much child. And they use these childlike people who they're kids or barely adults who become just mentally retarded to make me accept these manipulations. And then we dared. Oh God. The humiliation of reality. And this is why I'm going to go through these horrible things. It's because they had to make themselves. You know how humiliating it is to dumb yourself down and to become this childlike mentally for me to accept this manipulation? I know it's frustrating. And the truth is, out of my coworkers and these neighbors, I think these neighbors are more mentally rational than my coworkers. They think that their intellect can make them. You're just a more foul, low-life retards. But you understand how you have to really dumb yourself down to that level. Constantly, continuously. Where you, like, of course, I know they're not this idiotic, but they have to stay in character. I'm not letting them do that. No, listen, I'm not here to try to problem, but do you think I don't know that these people with this, they literally work day in and day out to rewire your brain to the point that now when they make you experience this thing, they talk about you with a joke that you heard in high school. Say that to insult your friend, like, you see that joke, you see that it's inappropriate. So, no, this is a joke that I made to insult my friend, like my friend insulted me. And if it's not even a joke, me myself created. The only reason I said it is because I heard it in high school. I said, no, that's proof. Jesus. Now there's some truth. There's some truth that I wanted to insult somebody using this thing. There's some truth that when that person said this thing that I found it so absurd and shocking, and also the reaction of like, I was like, I wanted to have that reaction apply onto somebody. It's like, nah, that's identified. While they're working for governmental entities where there's a whole bill about, and at one point they're like, oh, ha, 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 ha. Oh, Jesus. I'm like, ha, 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 and National Defense Network Abuse Act. Fucking, and they use these retards. With all due respect, I am so sorry for using this language, but this is sometimes this is a way for me to vent, because the truth is this: their job is to make me accept these manipulations, this EEG cloning, and I forgot the other term they use, which can capture your signal, your brain signal, and just rewire them and put it back in your brain and make you experience whatever they make you experience. They have to make you accept these manipulations. They have to make you understand. They have to make you believe that this makes sense. Whatever reaction that you had toward these babies, these little kids, little girls, little boys, whatever it is, that they are supposed to make you believe that we're not doing anything to your brain for you to experience that. Or when we do this, it's just mapping it. We're making you experience we're making you experience something that you wouldn't experience as a child. There's a grown man via V2K who's like, now we mapped it. Can you imagine? That's why you have to be thankful, because what they do is easy to do. It's just not easy to your self-esteem. It's not easy to your dignity. Because imagine I'm like, no, what you experiencing, we mapped it. You experienced that when you were a kid. I'm talking to somebody in their 30s. That's what we're doing today, is just make you experience something that you could have experienced at some point, but we're making you experience it, but you've experienced it as a child. Whatever things I'm going to go through, thank you, God, that this life of humiliating life is just not the life I lived. I am so thankful that I'm never going to look at a grown man and say, like, no, we mapped it. I see when you were a kid, remember? And they try to make me think of me like 10 years old. That's what I'm saying is something they don't like to hear, but that's their job. And you know what they say? No, wait, you're gonna be tortured. Like, yes, because this, what I just said, is so humiliating. That whatever torture I'm gonna go through is supposed to erase the humiliating reality that I just said. But you need to cope with this. So to all my target individuals, stay strong. Stay strong. They are changing who you are. This EEG cloning, this is what we're test subject to. Now their job is to get you to accept this manipulation. That's what they talk about now. This is you when you're a kid. They'll prove they see you. Like when you remember 10 years old, remember you feel that? You feel better. This is real. They try to convince me to accept this manipulation that I'm experiencing as a 30-some-year-old. Saying that you experienced that like when you were 10 years old. This technology is extremely sophisticated. I've understood why people want to be involved in this. We are just guinea pigs for this cognitive warfare, which I don't even, warfare is not even a term I should use it to use, because it's not a warfare. We're like, like those, like when you go to a shooting range, you shoot these things that don't move, or even when they move, they don't shoot back. So you get better at shooting. That's what we are. We're guinea pigs for weapon development. And they trash to whatever they can, see what works, what doesn't work, tweak it around, okay, this. And then when I bring up the reality, what they're truly a part of, I was like, oh, they're gonna film you being raped. So I was like, okay. You live life doing this. I hope you watch this. I hope you watch me in all the sufferings. You dedicate more time in this. Because this trash, and I don't want to be biblical. Most of them, I don't know if they even believe in this, in anything spiritual. Some of them do. Is that I know some of them go through issues. But imagine that you do this, right? You do this, you participate in these horrible things. Then you have to live life where life hits, you get sick, close one gets sick, You want to be spiritual, want to pray and ask God